Hello, Twisted Friends, fans, and all other configurations of viewer. My name is Twisted Trissler, and welcome to Diesel Guns. Now, this game is amazing. Um, so, just starting out, I do want to say that this game is definitely one of those games that you're going to have a little bit of patience with, just because it still is very much, I want to say, under construction. Basically, meaning that it's still being built. But for those of you out there who are big fans of the earlier games like Vigilante 8, Vigilante 8 Second Offense, Twisted Metal, through any one of the Twisted Metals in the series, then you will like this game. That being said, let's kind of jump right into it here and I'll explain kind of as we go. First thing I definitely want to throw out there is that this game is, because it doesn't exactly have a story mode at this particular point in time, it is still, it lacks, any kind of a story driven, narrative, obviously. But with this, it is one of those that if you want something that is just kind of like, hey, I don't really have a lot to play right now, I'm going to jump in, thrive on some chaos, and have some fun, then this game is literally perfect for you. So as you can see here, kind of starting out, it gives you kind of like a basic starter weapon, not much ammo for it. You have to scour the battlefield to find your next weapons. But in this one, so as you can see, it's not super difficult to find weapons, obviously, because they want you to fight. Now, if I could just learn how to drive, that would be great. Coming into this, each weapon, obviously, so I've got, just to kind of give you guys an idea, I've got a 6-slotted rocket launcher on my right, a tank cannon on top, shotgun on my left, and mines on the rear. And I'm getting shot. Okay. Every weapon has a primary and a secondary fire mode. Primary fire mode is just from, you use that by just tapping the A button with the weapon selected. And then you try to do as much damage to your opponent as physically possible. Also, with that being said, each vehicle, because there are different vehicles that you could choose. This one is called the Classic, which is kind of the older version of the Mustang. And then there is the Legend, which is the Mustang itself. Each vehicle has its own different fighting style. Like, since these are smaller, they don't have a lot of armor, but they are very fast. These are usually for getting in quick, making a punch on your target, and then getting out without losing too much health. That being said, these are not tanky. They cannot take much damage before you do perish. But back to the weapons. So this weapon itself, each weapon slot, by the way, has a choosable weapon. This weapon's secondary is basically it takes all of its slots and launches them at the vehicle to a grenade-like fashion, like a sticky bomb, and they stick to the side and they do more damage. The tank turret on top initiates a laser targeting system and an armor-piercing round that knocks your opponent away from you, meanwhile doing a lot of damage. Speaking of the Legend, there's the Legend right there. And my teammate is actually playing as the Legend, whereas I'm playing as the Classic. But there's all different kinds of special abilities, mines, weapons. You have a nitrous-equipped car. However, your jump ability, which you do have a jump ability, your nitrous, your jump ability, and your shields all operate off of the same energy system, and if you don't have enough energy, you have to use your energy wisely. It does regenerate over time, but it is very slow. So, in the midst of all the craziness and the chaos, you can pick up like AI helpers. As you can see off my left, he is an AI helper. Some of them do different things. I believe this guy sends out a shockwave at whoever is near me and essentially amplifies my damage. You can get ones that leech on to vehicles whenever they come close to you and suck the life out of them, called the vampire drone. Oop. And speak of the devil, there's the greatest weapon that I could ask for. Each vehicle, taking a page out of Vigilante 8's book, each vehicle has its own special weapon. This one is the classic special weapon. Basically, it's, as you can see, 2 large Gatling guns that are paired together that do a ridiculous amount of damage. The only reason that these vehicles are surviving as long as they are is because of the fact that they had their shields up. But as you can see, it chewed through it pretty quickly. Oh. Taking another page from Vigilante 8's book, this game actually has environmental hazards that you're facing at any point in time. Right there is a prime example. Someone activated meteorites that come down and they annihilate whatever is in their path. Which, if that's you, then you go with it. If you're anywhere near it, you do get shot up into the air like that. Ooh, my ally just got his special weapon. So the main objective of this is basically to get as many kills as possible. You know, they say kills, but it is, you know, you eliminate the enemy vehicles as many times as you physically can within the allotted round. In this case, it is team, so there are 2 blues, 2 reds. As you can see, I am on the blue team. Me and my partner Siomar versus Valentine and Renowix. Now, these are AI because not a lot of people know about this game at this particular point in time, which is part of the reason why I wanted to do a video on it. It's something that I've been following ever since max level. Ooh, I got blown up. What by? I'm not 100%. But I've been following this game since max level. And I haven't really seen, they've been updating it, but I have not really seen a growth like I would like this game to see. So I figured I would do a video on it, just kind of telling people about it, because it is, in my opinion, too great to let it fall by the wayside. That being said, it does not have your traditional battle royales and stuff that everybody is all the rage about. But it does have some good old-fashioned, wholesome car-on-car combat, which is very, very few and far between in today's game market, which for me gives it a nice niche. That being said, I do stumble across a player every so often, which is actually quite nice, because sometimes battling AI, even though they do have the AI dynamically loaded, and they can be quite difficult, it's nothing, you know, it's nothing like battling a player. Ooh, he's got a vampire drone. Yeah, that vampire drone got me. Alright, so, as you can see, we have about 20 seconds remaining or so in this. I will play another game with a different vehicle just so you guys can kind of see the different play styles that can happen here. Obviously, you know, I'm battling two heavier units. Ooh, which, if you can't get out, like I couldn't there, they do tend to annihilate you. But as I was saying, there's two different play styles in at the moment. You either have the light and fast, or the kind of tanky, the kind of big guy. All right. They do have a couple of maps that are under construction right now. That was one of them. Next, looks like we're gonna be going to the port, which is another, I say under construction, more like prototype map. Let's see, give you guys something that's a little bit bigger. Here we go. So as you guys can see, I mean, the map looks pretty well done. There just isn't a lot of environmental features that it has. So I think that's why it's still in prototype on this particular model for the map. As you can see, I'm taking a lot more hits. It's not doing as much damage-wise to me. Yeah, this might end me. I got you too, fool. Yeah. Sometimes things like that happen too, where, you know, you do have a time delay weapon, and if you can keep them off of the health packs, it, you know, it does a lot of damage to them. It just takes a second to kick in, which is kind of where that whole secondary fire thing comes in. Because you can either primary fire, which doesn't do a lot of damage, or you can secondary fire, and it takes longer to take effect, or it takes longer for the weapon to charge. However, it causes a lot more damage. I got hit hard there. Destroyed. That's why I like that tank cannon, because its armor piercing is that secondary fire is deadly. Unfortunately, you don't unlock it until a little bit later on. God, he was just a bully there, wasn't he? And then one of my favorite weapons out of the whole thing is the secondary of the mine. Basically, pop it off, it locks on, and then does a detrimental amount of damage to whoever you make contact with. And I love it. Especially because I'm one of those types of people that finds these little miniguns annoying, and the AI like to use them ridiculously. So they like to follow you around like he is now trying to do, and constantly hit you with them and hit you with them and hit you with them and, you know, wear you down, but then you can drop that mine on them and it will auto lock on and do a lot of damage to whoever is following you. Like, as you can see there. All right. Hey, look at that. Right at that, I got my special weapon. Now, the special weapon for this, instead of being 2 Gatling guns tied together, because this is a much bigger vehicle, much more tank, it actually has 2 rockets that can actually fire from the bed. Now, you want to keep your vehicle in a safe place when you do fire these, because, as you can see, I am completely and totally exposed. However, if you can guide your rocket to your target, it will do utmost damage and destroy them no matter what health they're at. Ooh, he got me. Sometimes you do get into battles like that, and they're kind of stupid, where you're just circling around each other like morons for a minute, but don't worry, that happens to everybody. That happens to literally everyone that I've ever seen play this game. So. Then this guy here, question mark, it is a very big gamble. Sometimes it gives you your special, sometimes it gives you a parasite that you have to ram into other cars to get rid of. I need health. There we go. One very important thing I almost forgot to talk about. Your ramming does damage. Does a lot of damage depending on how tanky your vehicle is. So if you're kind of light, it won't do as much. But if I, ram the side of him like that, it will actually do quite a bit of damage. And it killed him. Also, these red barrels that are running around, you can actually hit. Oh, Tesla drone. So this drone will be following me around, and never mind. Basically, it gives an arc shock to whoever I'm close to, causing more damage. Anyway, as I was saying about the red barrels, you can hit them and they will get stuck to the front of your vehicle. And then if you ram into someone after that, it actually does an exponential amount of damage. But you have to be boosting when you hit them, and as you can see, I'm out of boost. Ah. So that is it for this video. That is all I have to show you guys on this one. I definitely recommend that you guys check it out, because I will be leaving a link to the Steam page down in the description down below. I definitely recommend that you check it out. I think it's only like 10-20 bucks right now. Well worth it, at least in my eyes, just because of the fact that it's a game that, if you're between story games or if you're waiting on something to come out, you could pick it up, play it for a bit, put it down, and then you can, go on about your day. So, that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed showing it to you, and I really appreciate you guys being here to support the channel. So, thank you guys again, and as always, keep it twisted.